Hello everyone, welcome. Whenever you're jumping on, come say hi in the comments, come say hi whether you're live or watching the replay. I'd love to connect with you and let me know if you have any questions or what you're up to today or tonight. It depends whenever you're watching this. And I just wanted to say, let's face it, pretty much all of us have tried some type of, medication, some type of antidepressant medication to, help with whatever is going on in our lives mentally, whatever stage our mental health is in, if our mental health is suffering or, if we're struggling with something, a lot of us have turned to medication to get medication to help. Sometimes it's because we've wanted it and we've thought that we'll just go with medication because that's a quick fix. Or we just think we need it for a short period of time when something hard, when a hard situation comes up in our life, we feel like we just need it for a short time because usually our mental health's good, we might think, so we just need it for a short period of time to help us through something, and then we'll be really good after that. And other times, we start taking it just because we're told to by doctors or a psychiatrist or whatever. But at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through in your life, medication can have its place at times. It does help settle down some of your symptoms and helps you to think rationally and clearly, but it's not the answer. It's never the answer, especially if you turn to it in a hard time, like maybe after a car crash or after someone passing away or something like that, thinking it's just going to help you get through that short term. If you just rely on the medication to get you through that short term, maybe you'll end up going off the medication for a little bit because you'll feel better, but those symptoms and everything will always come back up. So it's really, really important to know that there are ways to heal. There are ways to heal your mental health without medication, right? A little bit of medication can help, as stated, but you don't want to rely on medication because it's not going to work. If you try and just rely on medication, you're either going to have to stay on it your whole life, or you're going to go off medication and you're going to go right back to where you started. And also, medication quite often can create more anxiety and more depression and more overwhelm because it actually has side effects. So you might be on it to try and prevent the symptoms caused by your anxiety and stress, but then it actually adds symptoms because medication has side effects. So I guess it's really about upweighing what's more important to you there. And anyway, for those of you that are new here, my name is Zoe Jeans. I am an anxiety coach and an NLP practitioner, helping women to heal their anxiety from all over the world using my personal process I've created called the Rewrite Your Anxiety Method, which essentially gives you everything you need to be able to heal your anxiety, right? It gives you the mindset work, so mainly focusing on rewiring the programs in your subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind controls 95% of our life, so we need to be able to rewire those programs that are conditioned for stress, anxiety, depression, intrusive thoughts, overwhelm, self-doubt. We also need to learn how to forgive ourselves and other people, because if we hold grudges against ourselves or other people, it's going to be really hard to move forward. We need to learn how to build a deep connection with our body so we can pick up on the signs and signals and stresses in its early stages, so we can regulate our emotions and come back to a place of peace, calm and happiness. And also, when we build a deep connection to our body, it helps us be overall healthy and well for optimal wellness and health. And also, if we're connected to our body, it also helps us become more connected to other people as well. We can't build a deep connection with other people unless we first build that deep connection with ourselves. And then there's nervous system regulation, right? It's about regulating your nervous system and getting you into the window of tolerance, and then from there widening that window of tolerance. Because when you spend long periods in stress and anxiety or depression, essentially your window of tolerance gets smaller. So it's about regulating your nervous system, getting you into window of tolerance, and then widening it. Because the wider that window of tolerance is, the more everyday life stresses and things going wrong you'll be able to handle. And then there's also habits work, right? Because everything we do in life is based off a habit. So it's about recognizing what all your current habits are, which ones are serving you, which ones are not. And the ones that aren't serving you, you're still doing it for a reason. It's still giving you some benefits. So it's working about what that benefit is and how you can get that in a more healthy way, if that is a benefit that you need. Otherwise, it might be a benefit that you don't need. So it would also be about getting rid of that, that benefit, because it might be a benefit of a way to make you feel better, right? You need to feel better, but you don't want to feel better by overeating. So yeah, let's get into a few ways that, you can heal your anxiety and heal your trauma without actually needing to rely on medication. So as stated, basically I just told you a bit about the process of, you know, the rewiring anxiety method, and the first part of that was rewiring the programs in your subconscious mind, and that's the first tip that I've got for you, ways to heal your anxiety and trauma without medication. So number one is, rewiring those programs in your subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind is so strong, and most of our programs are developed in our early childhood years and even in our mother's womb, when we don't have that part of our brain working, where we can question things, rationalize things, and make our own decisions. So like everything that's stored in our subconscious mind, most of it has come from, you know, our childhood. We take on what we hear and see to be true and to mean something about us. So unless you rewire those programs that, you know, that are reliving the traumas, reliving anxious moments, feeling really anxious, unsafe, unless you rewire those, it's going to be really hard to heal that anxiety and trauma. So that is number one. And number two is releasing the trauma from your body. And this can be done through certain techniques. And some of the best techniques that I like to use for that are somatic practices, somatic release practices, which are really beneficial practices. And this is something that I also help my clients with. But you can start small just by doing things like shaking, allowing yourself to cry, you know, hitting a boxing bag, or hitting a pillow or something like that to get anger out. Like, it really depends what, you know, what the emotion is and what you're feeling and what needs to be released. And sometimes you don't know what emotion needs to be released, right? You just feel really tense, you know, maybe anxious, stressed, and you just feel that something's holding you back, but maybe you don't know what it is. So then just start doing anything, any of those exercises, whether it's shaking, whether it's hitting a pillow, boxing bag, you know, whether it's rocking, whether it's self-soothing yourself by kind of doing like this on your arm, like stroking yourself, whether it's giving yourself a hug. If you know what the emotion is you're trying to release, that makes it a little bit easier. But if you don't, just start with anything and see how that helps. But if you do want the full process to be able to release, you know, trauma and anxiety that from your body, then that is definitely something I can help with. But you can definitely start with those little exercises. And then there's also other exercises. Number three is there's other exercises to release your nervous system, to regulate your nervous system through certain techniques that work to regulate your nervous system. They work by releasing the stress, the anxiety, and the trauma as well from your body and from your mind, and help to bring your nervous system back to a place of peace and calm, back into a regulated nervous system, and back into your window of tolerance. And it also depends, right? Like if you're depressed, if you've experienced symptoms of depression, you want up-regulation nervous system exercises. And if you're experiencing stress, anxiety, fear, you want down-regulation practices. So that's also something to really look into. So that's another really good thing to do. So, you know, things like ice therapy helps, you know, cold showers, you know, doing exercises where you just really connect to your body, and other self-soothing exercises as well. You know, hot baths, like it depends what sort of techniques you need, whether you need down regulation or up regulation ones. So that's also something that I can touch on with anyone that wants some more support. I also have a guide, a self-soothing your nervous system guide that I can send you. If you're interested in that, comment me in the comments. That can really help you. And again, there's some basic exercises that you can do on your own, with a down regulation exercise or up regulation, depending on what you need. But again, for the full process, it's really important to work with a coach like myself that's able to help you, take you through those processes and give you the full process and everything that you need, and to help you actually get the most out of it and help you do it in a way that's actually going to give you results, and where you're going to actually be able to do the exercises properly. And then another one is, you know, is the eye movement desensitization and repressing. So, you know, this is where people do it with your eye movements. So you get the person, like this is where you work with someone, like this can't be done on your own, but basically a coach, or you work with someone, and then they do like an eye movement pattern with you after you've recalled a memory. And just by, you know, doing that eye movement pattern with you and getting you to recall that memory, that also helps you to, you know, feel more safe in the current moment, because when you're doing that eye movement, it teaches your body and your nervous system that, you know, you're here now in the present, and where you're here now in the present, this is safe, and back then that wasn't safe, but you're safe now, and that can also help regulate your nervous system and bring you back to safety. And then number 5 is something simple like yoga, right? Like yoga is something simple you can start with. And yes, it doesn't get rid of deep-rooted trauma or really bad anxiety, but it's a good starting point to regulate your nervous system as well, and to bring you back to a place of peace and calm and back to being in the present moment. And it gets your body and mind to work together. So yoga is really beneficial as well. And then, you know, number 6, the last one I'm going to share with you, is theatre and movement. And this is something new that I've realised, but research shows that obviously, you know, stress and anxiety, depression or whatever it is we're going through, it becomes our identity, right? We fixate on that's the type of person we are. So then we act as that person, and then the anxiety, stress, depression, or the trauma that was controlling us gets worse because we've identified as it, right? So theatre and movement is about getting you to change your identity, right? So you're using theatre to act as someone else. And then that actually helps your body and your brain and your nervous system realize that being someone else is possible, that you're choosing a different identity and acting as a different identity is possible. So it's really cool that that's something that can really benefit you as well, especially if you like drama and if you like acting. And again, depends how bad your stress, anxiety, depression is. It might be hard to act as someone else, but it's a really good exercise just to practice, to be like, hey, I can act as someone else. I'm not stuck in the identity of stress, depression, anxiety, or whatever it is. And it's also really important to know that, you know, not one size fits all, right? So these are some ways you can start to release some trauma and some anxiety without medication. But again, it's about realizing not one size fits all. So it's really good to explore these. And as mentioned, if you want the full process, if you want it in depth, and if you want to fully know if it works for you, then you will need to do it with the help of a coach like myself. But it's also really good stuff to just start on your own and, you know, do throughout your day and create into your routine. So I will just repeat what they are. So number 1 was subconscious mind reprogramming. Number 2 was releasing the trauma from your body through techniques. Number 3 was regulating your nervous system and bringing yourself back into a healthy window of tolerance through down regulation or up regulation techniques, depending on what you need. Number 4 was the eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing. Number 5 was yoga. And number 6 was the theatre movement. So I'd love to know, you know, if you've tried any of these before, or which one you're going to want to give a try. And if you want some more information on one of them that, you know, that you want to give a go first, definitely let me know. And if regulating your nervous system through up-regulation or down-regulation techniques fancies you, then definitely make sure you comment below me in the comments. And I'll make sure I send you my Soothing Your Nervous System guide through down regulation, up regulation activities. And yes, I hope you all enjoy this live and got a little bit out of it, and know that you're so much more powerful than you think, and you're unstoppable, and you don't need to just suffer. You don't need to just rely on medication. And that's what this live's about, teaching you there's lots of different ways that you can help yourself. You can help yourself to heal, right? And you can start some of these on your own. But at the end of the day, we all need support, right? If we could heal our mental illnesses on our own, then there would be no such thing as mental illnesses, right? Because as soon as a mental illness would come up, we'll just heal ourselves, right? And would be okay. So you just can't heal on your own, or there'd be no such thing as mental illness. But that doesn't mean you can't start doing some things on your own. So that's what this live's all about. And if you have any questions or like some further support, or maybe it resonates with you that you wanted to do, you know, the releasing trauma and anxiety from your body through somatic practices, but you have no idea what's holding you back, then if that's you, I suggest also booking in a free call with me. You can send me a message or comment below if that interests you, because booking in a free call with me will help you get clear on exactly where you are and where you want to be. and how to close a gap between the two, like what's going to get you from where you currently are to where you want to be. And if you don't know what's holding you back, then this will be a great call for you, because it's going to help you see where you currently are and why you're there and where you want to go and how to get between the two. When a lot of us, you know, one, don't know where we are, and two, don't know where we want to go, because we, you know, we suppress our emotions and we just try and push through things because it's uncomfortable. So we don't allow ourselves to feel what we're really feeling. So that's why we don't know where we currently are. And where we want to go, it feels impossible, right? It feels unsafe. It doesn't feel certain. So we don't want to get our hopes up. So we don't really allow ourselves to even think about it. So that's why that call will also be really beneficial for you as well. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, at the very least, just pop your name down to get the free nervous system regulation guide, some exercises that you can try, or book a free call with me so you can at least know where you are and start taking some steps to get you in the right direction to where you want to go, and to actually know what exercises will benefit you more, because you actually know where you are and what you're suffering with in the first place. So even just booking that free call will help you utilize these steps more, because you'll know where exactly you are and what step will better benefit you. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.